Hey guys, back at it. This is day 322 in my 1 year daily diary challenge. This challenge was prompted after I completed a 100-day challenge. And those first 100 days were intuitively prompted through a meditation session. I was meditating and just these clear, concise, direct words came to post a audio daily diary to a large platform, and I was scared in my boots, so to speak. It took me 3 times of hearing this message for me to follow through and listen to my intuition. I have been doing this now 322 days. I personally decided at the 100-day mark to continue for a year. It has been the most amazing transformational experience I have done, and I leaned into my fears and I leaned into what told me, to be safe, and continued on this path and this journey. I appreciate whoever's out there listening and joining in, sharing your time with me, supporting me by subscribing, liking, sharing, commenting, all of the things or none of the things. I do appreciate it. So let's get into the day. 322. This is a Wednesday. So today usually is my grandmother days, and because my grandmother's in Florida and she is recovering, I have been going to her house and just checking up on things, grabbing things that she needs to package them up and send them out. So I don't know if anybody has listened to my earlier post this week, but Monday I went to the post office to grab some empty priority boxes, just to kind of situate them and see how her stuff was going to fit and all of that. And as I was coming out of the post office and somebody flagged me on, my flip-flop got caught under my toe and I took a tumble onto my knees, scraped up my knees and tops of my feet, and just had that whole experience. And I was just like, of course it's painful. It's, I cried. It brought a lot of emotions. It was something that happened, and my grandmother said something that was interesting. She was like, I feel so bad that you got hurt doing something for me. And I was like, I don't know how to respond to that, because I want to tell her, I could have gotten hurt doing anything. I could have fallen on my knees when I was roller skating, or I could have fallen on my knees playing, gel blasters with my son in a field. I could have gotten hurt any number of ways, and it was something that was meant to happen. So I just need to continue to figure out how I'm going to address that, if I address it at all, or if I just let it go. And so yeah, today it was Wednesday, and I was waiting to hear back from a whole bunch of people, from my grandmother to, some people who were supposed to come in and get furniture and donated food. Also, my little sister, who's supposed to come in and collect some of the antique furniture and some other things that she wants. So it's like I'm waiting on all these people to do stuff, and I just was in this mode of I don't know what's happening today. So I got up, got my daughter ready for school, got her out to school, got my son up, got him ready for school, got him out to school. I talked to him about going to the puppy place to hang out with some puppies after school. And he's just been in an interesting mood, and I've been leaning into what is this supposed to teach me? How is this supposed to be a mirror to me? How am I supposed to move through this with grace and like the Creator, and continue to be the light? Also, I have started to listen to more of the Kabbalah teachings and just kind of absorb that and see what that's all about. I am very open spiritually after being in the Baptist church for such a long time, and the church in general. like I've told so many people, I'm open to listening to different religions and what they believe and how they teach, but I'm 100% not a believer of rules and regulations and being so strict about it, because bottom line is we're all energy. Whatever outward physical manifestation you are at this moment, it doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is the energy inside and how you transform it into higher vibrational energy, and how you just continue to become more light and less dark. And I've, slowly been learning this and understanding this and absorbing this from different outlets. And then I stumbled upon Kabbalah. And I was like, this is just so perfect. It's beautiful. It's open. It's literally in line with all the things I've been, moving towards. So I decided to sign up for a course to learn Kabbalah 1. And that I'm getting ahead of myself. So I took the kids to school, got them done, situated, and had beautiful conversations with both of them on the way. I missed a call from my man in Florida because I was getting the kids to school, but he was super understanding and left me a beautiful message on my voicemail. So I was able to get home and get into my kettlebell workouts and, get myself dressed. And I actually cut my finger because I was trying to cut off the sleeves of a jumpsuit. And I cut off the sleeves of the jumpsuit. I was like, I'm going to have a super cute outfit. And I put the jumpsuit on, and it was way too big for me in the bottom half. So I just, started a thrift store pile, and then started to go through all of the clothes in my closet again. And I was like, I can definitely accomplish getting all of my clothes into my dresser and not having any major hang up clothes. And that was my goal. And so workout, no sauna, no shower again because of my crusty, crunchy knees, that I was not ready to get in the shower yet. And did a hair wash in the sink, did a face wash in the sink, got my teeth done, all of that, my routine is very minimal, and I don't use a lot of normal products that people use. So I started to do castor oil and coconut oil swishing in the morning. And that completely changed my oral health, so much so that I went from needing, needing perio gel and all this massive treatments, to not having any issues with my mouth at all, not even cavities, not even watches, no pockets. It was just 1 week of doing that changed my whole mouth, and it was just beautiful and amazing. So I do that in the morning. I brush my teeth with a brush that just has water on it after the oil. And at night, I brush my teeth with water on a brush just to remove any junk that's on there. I am going to get a tongue scraper because I had one somewhere. I don't know where it is because I've done a lot of packing and so shifting. But the tongue scraper is something I want to add to that. I have just been washing my face with water in the shower, and then putting on either lotion or oil. And with my hair, I have just been really quick rinsing it and then using oil treatments on it. I'm still getting the hang of the oil because it's not really, you're not supposed to use too much oil day after day after day. So it's supposed to be almost like a cast iron pan, where it's that buildup of the oils help create, the coating or whatever for your hair. I did cut my hair short last week, and I've been enjoying that, doing different styles, high ponytails, pigtails, cute little bun. having it down. Like, I'm just really excited about the different styles I can do with it, or just have it, do whatever it wants to. So yeah, I was just like, my morning routine didn't take too long to get everything, ready, got myself dressed. And then I packed up some stuff I needed to take back to my grandma's, some things that wouldn't fit in the box. And I drove over there. I was vibing to my music. I was having a great old time. I was just kind of like, as I drive for the 45 minutes, like kind of relax in my head a little bit. I was waiting for one of my grandmother's friends to get back with me about, dropping off a whole bunch of stuff she had in her car to the church's donation center. So I just went in the house, collected the mail, looked around, got the vacuum, kind of sucked up a couple of big bugs that had died. And she still has people coming in to look at the house. And so I just want to make sure everything stays as clean as it can. I went into her closet to get some wigs that she wanted. I went into the bathroom to get some other things that she wanted. I collected all the things that she wanted. And then I also was like, I needed some healing ointment for my knees, and I was looking around for that. And then I also had some cannabis that I purchased in California that I had purchased with an intention of creating a tincture, and I hadn't yet. So I got the vodka to do the tincture. And so it was just like, going around the house collecting things that I needed or my grandmother needed. Then I was like, it didn't take me too long to do all of that. There wasn't really anything I needed to do at this point because I can't do anything else in the house yet. I'm waiting on all these people to come and collect furniture or pack up things. And so I'm like sitting there in the house thinking, I'm feeling a little bit of this emotion. Like, what is this? It's just like sadness and weirdness and emptiness. And it's like, I can't do anything else. And it makes me sad to be in her house without her, just because we've hung out so much together every Wednesday. And so I'm like, I picked myself, out of the funk for a minute, and I was like, okay, it's time for me to go. So like I said, I did everything I could do for the moment, and I packed it up and went on the way home. And so then as I'm starting on my way home, I'm just thinking about like what certain things have come up in my path recently, and how I needed to connect with certain people, and how I was just feeling emotional and weird and just like trying to figure it out. And so I sent a voice memo or a voice message to my man, just like telling him, hey, I'm feeling emotional. It's just like weird. I went to my grandma's and I did this and that. And then I was like, oh, okay. So there's this guy that I almost bought a mattress from, the Winter Park Catering guy. And he had reached out in response to a message I sent, just checking, making sure he got my contact information. If he needed anything, I wouldn't be moved until the end of June, beginning of July. And so he said that he was going to be opening up a new restaurant. He's going to be this and that. And if I need, just keep my number handy. If you need anything, let me know. So I sent him a message saying like, thank you so much for reaching out, for offering support. And then I was just really transparent and honest about like, I don't even understand what that would mean. Like, there's a lot of things I could definitely use help with, but what exactly is the help that you're wanting to offer? And that's like a new thing for me, to be so open and honest and transparent about like not just guessing, or not just like randomly asking for something or not asking for something. So again, I just followed my intuition, and I was like, reached out and I was like, hey, I really appreciate the offer, but I don't understand what that means. And so then after that, a new friend of mine who I had met through the money, magnify your money challenge that I didn't end up like continuing. Met him. He's in New York. He's a real estate guy. He's doing all this stuff. And we connected. And the last time I talked to him, it was just like such a beautiful conversation, over an hour, like maybe 2 hours of just talking about life and kids and family and intuition and spirituality. It was just beautiful. And then so it was a funny thing of exchange, because like I saw a Facebook request come through that it seemed like it could be him, and I don't typically accept those very like easily. And so I sent him a text. I was like, "Hey, hope you're doing great. I saw a Facebook request. I think it could be you. Just, let me know if it is." And then he called me, and it was late. It was like 11 o'clock at night, and so he left a voicemail, and he was like, "I'm in Mexico, I saw your message and it probably was me, but I'll get, we'll connect when I get back." And so then I just had him on my mind at that moment. And so I opened the thing and I sent him a voice memo because I was driving. And I was just like, "Hey, thanks for reaching back out to me. How was Mexico? I hope you're doing great." Just connecting. And as like I sent that, and then he called me. And so we talked for the whole drive back, so the whole 45-minute drive back home, about him going to an ayahuasca ceremony in Mexico and how he's just been diving more into spirituality and energy work. And it's just like so crazy how you meet people in different arenas and then they're so aligned with what you're doing and how this path is going in front of you. So talking to him for the 45 minutes really just lifted my spirits and made me excited and like, yeah, I got this whatever this emotional shit was, is dissipated by talking about the amazingness of the universe and energy. And so after we got off the phone, he was like, anytime you need to talk to somebody, just reach out no matter what time or when it is. He's like, and so I, don't typically do this, but I did offer back the same thing. Like, obviously I have kids and different things going on, but like definitely reach out if you need something and let's keep up. And so that was great. And then after that, I was home and I was getting, all the things I brought from my grandma's house unpacked and trying to pack the box for her with all the stuff I got. And then sitting on the sofa and opening the computer and starting on the Kabbalah 1. So I was able to get half of the course done today because I just kept going through it and I was like, this is great. I'm writing notes in my notebook and I'm just like so blown away about all this just information and how relevant it is and how natural it feels and how I'm like, oh, I'm pretty much already doing some of this stuff, but not in this exact way. So the kids came home from school. We, got some snacks and ate some things. And I was like talking to my Florida man and we talked for about an hour, maybe more, maybe less. And I was going through my closet again while I was talking to him, continuing to purge clothes. And both of the kids came through and they like snuck in a hi. And he was talking about his day and I was talking about my day. And I did feel some, I don't know if it was in jest or like actual, but I shared with him, he was like, I'm sorry I couldn't talk to you earlier when you were having your emotional stuff going on in your drive. And I told him, that was fine. I talked to a friend of mine and, we chatted about the universe and all this stuff. And I said, after we talked, I just felt so like ready and vibrant and on top of it. And so he made a comment that said like, oh, that's nice. You can talk to your friends and feel better, but you couldn't talk to me and feel better. And so I was like, I don't really know how to respond to that. Should I respond to it, or should I just keep going? Like, so I'm trying to figure out how to navigate this relationship and what it's here for, to mirror to me, or what I've been learning, what one of my tikkuns, my life soul corrections, it's supposed to reveal to me. I want to be very open and ready for these things, so that I don't have to keep learning them over and over again. So with that being said, the tikkun is your soul's correction, and it's a lesson. And if you don't pass the lesson or the test the first time, it'll come back and it'll come back and it'll come back in different, ways. And sometimes it's exactly the same, but different people. And so I had this like really aha moment where I was thinking last year when I was involved with my love, it was the same thing. Like, it was a summertime. I was like, I'm deleting my apps. I'm getting off of dating. It's like solo girl summer. I'm going to do all of this work on myself and focus on myself and be with myself, and no boyfriends, no dating. And I just signed off on it, gave up on it. And then I met him. Well, I mean, I knew him before, but I got involved with him, and we had this relationship. And he is like, the sweet guy, the yes guy, the empath, the giver, the, good with kids, father figure, kind of like all of these things. And I'm sitting here thinking, oh my gosh, I am exactly in the same situation now. What tikkun is this trying to reveal to me? Because it's the same thing. Summertime, removing my dating apps, removing people from my life, saying I'm going to go it alone. I'm going to take time for myself. And then all of a sudden, my new Florida man, pops up and starts this beautiful relationship. And he's a giver. He's the yes man. He's like gone through a lot of stuff in his life. He loves kids. There are some differences, but it's like the similarities are ridiculous. And I'm just now sitting here going, Creator, help me, give me strength, give me clarity, give me certainty about what I need to learn in this relationship. I don't want to learn the lesson again. I don't want to have it come up again. I can see that there is a pattern. I can see that there's similarities. I can see that there's something that I need to learn and elevate through this. And so I asked for clarity. I asked for certainty. I asked for direction and revelation to reveal the things I need to be revealed to me very clearly. And so I felt really good when I asked for that, and I felt really open in my heart center. So I'm going to be, like I said, cautiously and carefully and openly moving through this relationship with the understanding that there's something for me to learn here. And it's really exciting, actually. But then, all that revelation came, later. And I promised my son I would take him to go see the puppies. And so we went and spent an hour and a half over at the puppy place, hanging out with 2-3 different puppies and, just snuggling on them and playing with them, and him getting some time. And, then it came home and we settled in a little bit more, and it was close to bedtime, and we just got everybody ready for bed. My daughter went to bed. I was so tired, and I went to bed, my son went to bed, and we just all settled in. And I ended my night with just a thankfulness and just like, I'm going to move through and I'm going to take all this new lessons and information I've learned and apply it. And it doesn't actually feel hard right now. And I know that the instructor David, who is doing the Kabbalah one, it was like when you have all of this hard stuff coming up, aggravation and stress and chaos, then that's the place that you're going to expand. Having beautiful, lovely, perfect, flowing days is nice, but to have chaos is meaning you're going to expand. And so I'm just like, I've been in chaos before. I moved through it, and I just feel like in this place, it's just like beautiful chaos. So I'm excited for moving through the second half of the course tomorrow and just getting to experience like what's going to happen the rest of the week, the weekend, the days, the time. It's all an illusion. So anyway, thank you guys for being here, for supporting me, for listening in. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I appreciate you so much, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Peace.